Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Global.
Global
Global
Digital
Success Talks.
Stories.
So today's topic is actually today is part two of last Monday's topic. So last Monday we started with this topic, the overcoming challenges in the digital space. So we're gonna be continuing part two of that. Um, So, just to talk a little bit about that. So, every challenge is an opportunity in disguise. So, let's tackle obstacles together and turn them into stepping stones for success. So, but before we dive into our topic, let's introduce ourselves. So, hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm the face of the Facebook business page, Sandy Caballeros and to Empower Lives. I'm originally from Panama, but I currently reside in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry and I'm a proud digital business owner.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon from Los Cabos in Mexico. My name is Melissa, and in case you're coming here for the first time, I'm the face behind Melissa Sony. I'm originally from Kenya, but currently I'm living in Mexico. By profession, I'm a former hotelier, but right now I'm a proud digital business owner doing this business full time.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isabel. I'm originally from Mexico, but I live in United States. I'm a wife, a mom, a grandmother, a proud digital business owner and mentor.
Thank you, everyone. So we also want to remind everyone that every Tuesdays we have our live webinars. So if you want to learn how you can earn online, you can just register in any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. Same webinar we have watched that has changed so many lives, and it keeps changing lives, including ours. Um, so on the webinar, you're gonna be seeing, how the our online business plan works, and also you get to hear testimonials from members of our community. In this case, we're gonna be showcasing you who were the hosts and panelists from last Thursday's webinar. So there, they will be sharing, why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So let's see who are the hosts and or who were the hosts and panelists from last Thursday.
Okay, so last week webinar, which was on Thursday, these are the panelists and the host. So for the host, we had Rags and Shikako. Rags is a chef by profession, and Shikako is a therapist. We also had Anusha, who is an ex-accountant. So right now she's running, I believe, this digital business full time. And then we had Sushma by profession. She is a professional uh, realtor. And then we had Karma, also by professional. She's a realtor.
Okay, so we also had Maria. She's a retired nurse. And Pinky is a registered nurse. We also had Shital. She's an educator. And Catherine is a liturgy director. So we have live webinars every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. If you don't have time to watch a live webinar, don't worry, you can still register and we will send you the replay so you can watch it at your free time.
Professional realtor.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Isabel. And yes, also we want to mention that our replays have subtitles in any languages, and our live webinar has now subtitles in 5 languages. So that's Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. So you guys know now what to do. So if you want to learn and start your online business, just register in any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. Okay, so let's dive in into our topic. Okay, so like we mentioned today, we are talking about part two of our last Monday's topic, which was overcoming challenges in the digital space. Um, so, hello and welcome everyone again to another episode of our Global Digital Success Talk. So, We started last week diving into this topic. So we say, about whether it's navigating new technology, managing your time, or bouncing back from setbacks, challenges are inevitable part of the journey. But here is the good news. Every challenge holds a lesson and an opportunity for growth. So today we are gonna be sharing the part two of this topic, and we're gonna do a little recap of what we talked last week, just so you follow along. Um, so so last week we shared some stories, some strategies, and actionable tips to turn obstacles into stepping stones. So today we're gonna be concluding that topic. So one of the things that we asked last week was, what is the biggest challenge you have faced in your digital business so far? So drop your answer in the questions, and we'd love to hear from you. So So this is the today's topic. So overcoming challenges in the digital space. So last week we talked about the point number one, so time management and balancing priorities, adapting to new skills and tools. And this week we're going to be talking about building resilience and overcoming setbacks. But let's do a little recap of what we talked last week. So we started with time management. Um, So we started with time management and balancing priorities. So what we say, like one of the most common challenges we hear about is time management. And that's one of the things that a lot of us in this online business, we have faced. I'm one of them that I'm still struggling with time management. It's getting better. But that was one of the things that I struggled once I started this online business. um so you have to find that balance in work between that balance between family, work, and personal goals. So we talked last week about batching your work. So dedicate specific blocks of time to similar tasks like content creation, admin work, and learning. So these will help you focus and avoiding jumping from task to task. We also talk a little bit about leverage automation, so tools like scheduling apps for posts or automated emails that systems free up hours in your week, so that way you can do other stuff and take advantage of those automated tools. So the other one was set boundaries. So it's easy to let work spills over into personal time. So setting clear work hours and sticking to them is key to avoiding burnout. So we gave some examples of how you can set up some boundaries, and communicating with your family so they understand when you're working and when you're having family time. So we talked about that last week. So our second point, well, this is a little reminder for you guys. So productivity is about working smarter, not harder. So what are some of your favorite time saving strategies? So share them with us in the comments so you can share them. And we'll love, oh my God, I don't know what's my tongue today. We'll be happy to help you to read it, the comments. Okay, so number two, adapting to new and tools. So the digital space is constantly evolving and staying ahead. So that means embracing change. So we have, especially in the digital world, you have to embrace the change because it's constantly changing. So you gotta be real. So learning new tools and strategies can feel intimidating at first. But here are some approaches that we talked last week that could work for you. It has worked for us and it can work for you too. So one is to start small. So focus on mastering one new tool or platform at a time instead of trying to learn everything at once. And the other one would say take advantage of community resources. So one of the biggest advantage of our business is having a supportive community. So we are lucky and blessed to have that in our community because we got that support that we need, emotional, technical, and in overall, it's great, it's amazing. Um, so if you're struggling with something, don't hesitate to ask for help. So chances are someone has been in your shoes and can offer guidance, and that is true. We all, because we all start in different times of our journey, someone who is ahead of us, know the struggles that we are going through because they already went through those. So they are able to help you to overcome those struggles and bounce back and continue your journey. So the other one that we talked last week was keep a growth mindset. So remember, every expert was once a beginner. So it's okay to make mistakes, but that's how we grow. So mistakes are not a bad thing. Is mistakes are, a stepping stone to get you to success. So the question, so what's a new tool or skills you've recently learned that's made a difference in your business? So let us know in the comments what is that new tool or skill. Okay, so this is our topic for this week. So for this week, we're going to be talking about building resilience to overcome setbacks. So we're going to be talking about reframe the situation, celebrate small wins, and lean on your support system. So let's talk about setbacks. So whether it's a campaign that didn't perform as expected, or a missed opportunity, or just a tough day. So setbacks can test our resilience. So here is how we tackle those moments. So let's start with the first point. So reframe the situation. So instead of seeing a setback as a failure, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Every experience, good or bad, has something to teach us. And that is true. Um, for example, like me, um, like through my journey, I had some setbacks. I think I shared some of those in previous life. So for example, I had a setback when I was starting to launch my YouTube ad. And through that setback, I actually learned so many things from just one setback. One was my mindset. I realized that, I didn't have a strong mindset, that in order to have a strong mindset, you have to um, keep feeding your mindset with motivational content, content that will create that resilience and all that kind of stuff. I also learned that don't go for the first answer. Always ask more different answer and then see if they all align with the same answer. And then if it does, then that's the correct answer. Uh, the other thing that I learned from that is, um, for next time, like it happened to me another time that I encountered the same thing, but not this time on another platform. It was Facebook. But because I had the experience with YouTube, when I faced for the second time for Facebook, I didn't feel the same way I felt the same time. The first time I felt devastated, and I was in that victim uh, and problem mindset instead of being onto the solution focus mindset. So when I encountered that on Facebook, um, I had a different perspective. I didn't feel the same way. So my mindset shift from that victim problem focus mindset into a solution focused mindset. So that's how setbacks will teach you, lessons, and then you can learn from that. So like I say there, every mistake is a progress. So what do you think, girls?
Yeah. Well, for me, just like you, Sandy, and I believe for you, Isabel, being an entrepreneur and especially coming in the online space has been a journey. And starting off for the first time, now that you've mentioned about mindset, it's been a journey of improving myself, and now I have realized, if you're calling yourself an entrepreneur, you need to have the right mindset, because we are talking about here building resilience. So definitely there will be setbacks that will be coming in through. I believe even for those successful businesses, for them to be where they are, they have experienced challenges, but what has kept them going is their mindset. So coming back to my story, when I was starting off, oh gosh, I had First of all, let's talk about limiting beliefs, starting from there. And we've talked this before, so I'll just summarize it very quickly. Being the first time working online, I social media, something I was not used to. So I had a lot of limiting beliefs. And quickly sharing one experience that I had is when I was setting, just like the way you shared for you about YouTube. For me, it was when I was setting up my Facebook, is it business page? I believe it's business page. Yes, business page, of course. Yeah. I made a mistake because previously my personal profile, I was using a nickname. So instead of putting the right names the way they need to be official, I did the same thing. And at that moment, my account was, what is it called? Disabled. I think disabled is the word. Yeah. So, and I panicked a lot, and I was like, because now they need a verification, and they were asking for my identification. I showed them my ID and all that. So, and I was actually in a new country, and I thought like, oh, I've really messed up myself, and I'm just starting off my business. So, but then thankfully to God that in this business, you never walk alone. You have a mentor, you have a community. And when I mentioned this to my mentor, she told me, "Oh, don't worry, we'll work on this," and told me, "Yeah, just show your identity. They just want to give you a safe place where you can work. It's you're setting up your account. They just want to know that you are an authentic person. Because." There are some accounts there that are not real. So actually, for them asking for your identity, they are just creating a safe place for you to work in the online space. And you see, so her coming in and supporting me, and of course with me, to where I am in my journey, it's been a work in progress in terms of working on my mind, every day reminding myself I'm an entrepreneur, and I can go on and can go on. So even I've had my own personal challenges, moving from one country to another, moving from one place to another, and it takes time to settle down. And I've reached at a point I'm so grateful. So let me use the word I'm so grateful, because I'm not the same person I am from the day I started to where I am. So I'm thinking of how all those challenges, whether small or big, they have helped me to reframe myself as a person and always see the positivity of the challenge that I'm going through to become a better person. And since I'm a mentor, then I'm working with a great community, then that means that I can be there to support other entrepreneurs, especially who are new, because I can share my experiences, the challenges that I went through, and hence be able to help someone else out there who is starting off, and encourage them and support them. So I love the word, reframing the situation and just calming down and accepting it's a journey, and just celebrate and see yourself, improving from that challenge that you've experienced. Yeah.
Thank you, Melissa.
Yeah, when I first started my business, I was so afraid to do anything, like to do the page setup or to do the steps that they were telling us to do in the training, because I was like, I'm gonna mess up, because I didn't have any experience. And I was like, if I mess up, I'm going to feel bad. So, I did it. I went in and I followed the steps and I had it ready. Just I didn't submit anything because I was afraid it wasn't going to be right. And every time, before I did that step, I used to, call somebody and ask them, like, can you please check, make sure it's right? Because I don't want to mess up and I don't want to have to do any additional things. And I think I did that for a good bit. And I was always asking for validation and asking somebody to double check for me, because I was just, so afraid, and I didn't have the confidence in me. So that's how that started. And at some point, after I did the training over and over again, and I kept going with it, I was like, you got to take some risk and you got to start doing things by yourself. And if you don't do it right, then surely we're going to find out, right, that you're not doing it right. And a lot of times what happens too is like, you work in a different time zone from your mentor, your coach, or from other people, that you don't want to send the question because you don't know if somebody's going to ask right away. Or at least that's what I used to believe when I first started, because I was like, no, because look at the time. Like it was like 6 in the morning for me. For somebody else, it could have been what, three in the morning. So I didn't want to be asking. But after I got the hang of it, I'm like, well, just, do it yourself, and you can ask somebody later and just make sure that you did it right. But that's how it all begins. We're so afraid to make mistakes. We're always waiting on the perfect time. We're always like, I don't know, I guess it's just human nature, that we are so afraid to do something that we have never done before, that keeps holding us back. I think that's the main reason why so many of us don't see any growth, because we're so afraid to step outside our comfort zone. And even though I had taken that leap of faith and I had started my business, I was still afraid to move on by myself, because I wanted somebody to hold my hand the whole time, and show me the way. But this business, what it ends to is your own business. You're the owner, you're the one who's going to run it, you're the one responsible, and so you have to take responsibility. Yes, there's so many people out there that gives us support, that is guiding us and everything, but it's our responsibility to make sure that we have the things running, that we have them the right way. So it's always a scary moment, but when you start doing it and you start noticing that you're doing it right, it just starts giving you the confidence, and you feel good every time. I used to celebrate every time when I didn't hear anything back. I'm like, oh, I did it right. Okay. So yes, it's always good. I think it's good to learn and to know that you're in the right path to success. If you keep doing it and you keep going, there's no doubt that you're gonna get your goals, and that you're gonna reach everything that you have planned for.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree with you, girls. And you mentioned something about perfection. Just now, Tony Robbins, he mentioned about
Mhm.
I can't remember the exact word that he said, but it was something like a perfection doesn't help you to go ahead. It's something like the meaning, something like that. Like it doesn't, if you want to like real life to be perfect, it's not going to help you to move forward because you're always looking for perfection. So it's okay to make mistakes. We learn from it and we move on, and that helps us because we can help other people too.
I think I've seen, can I quickly,
You
because I
have
was
it?
writing.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that, but I was able to grab something. And he said, actually, being a perfectionist is a form of, lowest standard. At that moment, you may not think about it, because when you beat on yourself, you are actually lowering your energy and killing your energy. And when you kill your energy, then that means you will not progress. And
Yes.
actually being perfect, that does not exist. If you're a human being, it doesn't exist. So
Exactly.
being a perfectionist, actually it kills your energy. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yes. Thank you, Melissa. Okay, so the second point is celebrate small wins. So even on tough days, there's always something to celebrate. So maybe it's a new lead, a meaningful connection, or simply showing
Mhm.
up for your business. And it's true. And this comes also, like if we are talking about, like normal life. So forget about the business for a moment. In a day. And your day, let's say your day was not too good, but there's always something positive from that day. I mean, there's always positive, for example, like you gotta be grateful for like what a beautiful day we had today, or thank you for being alive. So there's always a positive win that you want to celebrate. So you gotta be grateful though, and like on your business, um, it might be like some days, they're not so great for some reason, but you always have to look, okay, what on my, and especially you want to do this like at the end of the day, like when you're reflecting throughout the day, what are the things that like you want to be grateful for, that you from your journey, like the entire journey um, of the day, and then you can celebrate those ones, and by celebrating those ones, you change your bad day into a good day. I remember this. I was working in the movies, and I had a really bad day, um, and then I went to the bathroom, and I was feeling down, and then someone put it, this piece of paper that they printed, and it was like a very positive message that when I read it, it bound, like it made me, change from my bad day into a very positive day. But just that reading that positive message that someone put it there, it changed my mindset, to a positive one.
Yeah, because a lot of times, what happens, we're so focused on what went wrong, we're focused on what we're not doing well, that we forget to look at
Mhm.
all the positive things that we're doing, all the progress we made, all the good things that we did that day. That for some reason, when you're in that state of, when you feel like you're having a bad day, that everything is going wrong, it's like you're blocking your mind, and you don't see all the good things that you have done and all the good things that are in front of you as well. And so I'm very happy that we're working together, and that we're a team, because I think we're growing, and we're growing together, and just uh what is it called, acquiring knowledge, of different things. Like, I never knew before that that was due to my state, the way I was feeling. Like, we need to really think about this, because I tell my kids this all the time, like when they call me and tell me, like, oh, mom, my day is going crappy, blah blah, and they still complain about everything that went wrong. And then, I start asking them about the things. Okay, well, what about this? Oh, well, that was good. And then, at the end, they had so many good things that they did or that happened that day, that I'm like, so what went wrong? Because it was just one minor thing that went wrong, but that made their whole day a bad day. And I'm good about coaching my kids and telling them, and bringing things to life, but I never use that on myself. I never use that on myself. Like, sometimes, I feel like, oh, I'm having a bad day, and I stay there. I'm like, in that what do you call it? I'm just being a victim, Oh, I'm just having a bad day. But I don't do anything to get out of that. And I don't think, like, okay, flip the switch and go to a different one. Like, one thing went bad, that doesn't make it a bad day, especially if it happened first thing in the morning. But it's good to know that you have the power to change your state, and that you don't have to stay in that all day just because one thing went wrong. And you will be able to see all the good things that are happening, all the progress that you're making, and the learnings that you're having, that are going to give you more value ahead, in days to come. So um I don't know, I really like the fact that now, if I'm feeling bad, I'm gonna remember, enough. You had it, okay? Switch the flip. Now you're feeling good. You're having an amazing day. So
Yeah.
Isabel, as you're talking, I'm remembering. I'm still fired on Tony Robbins. What, because today he was talking about the language
Oh, you're muted, Lisa.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm saying I'm listening to you, Isabel, and I learned something today. Like Tony Robbins was talking something about the language. I don't know if Sandy, you are able to listen to hear that, what he was talking about the language. And I was like, oh my God, that is me. That is me. Those common words that we like using. I'm overwhelmed. I'm angry. I am tired. And today was saying like,
I'm
you
stressed.
need
I think we all do.
stressed.
I'm stressed. Like,
I
one
had a
more
busy
thing
day.
happens and I'm already stressed.
Yes. And I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know that, and I'm gonna implement on that because even as you're talking about celebrating small wins, it's so easy to forget what you have achieved. For example, in a day, the things that it's not even maybe something that you've achieved, but still there's something that you are grateful for. Even as we know, we need to think of something that you're grateful for that day, because when you have that, when you have those emotions of being grateful, then bigger doors open. And even with time, I'm learning everything is just the mind. If the things that you are focusing on is actually the person you're gonna be. So if you are focusing on negative energy, negative vibe, then that's the person you're gonna become. If you're thinking if you're angry, then that's you're gonna sleep that day, being angry. And this business, I am so grateful because you're always talking about being celebrating those small wins, because most of the time as entrepreneurs, when we are starting off, you're thinking about the outcomes and forgetting about those small steps that you need to make so that you can reach that ultimate goal that you want to achieve in the business. Yeah. And those small wins, it's actually just planning your day on what you need to achieve. Yeah. But sometimes our minds can be so focused on the outcome, you forget to celebrate those small wins. I am actually very grateful because working together as a team, it's something that I'm always grateful for every day, because I know I have Isabel, I have Sandy here, and yes, he's not there, and Elizabeth, of course, she's not here as well. Like those are people I know, and of course the community at large. They are helping me progress, and I know I'm not walking alone in the journey. So regardless of how my day is, there's still something I'm grateful for. In the business, and even if it's not in the business, the emotions, if I have negative emotions that I've carried throughout the day, then for sure, if I continue like that, they're gonna affect my business. And honestly speaking, there are many times when probably the day was a little bit, it had its own ups and downs, and every time we come and do the go lives and I'm able to talk freely. I mean, we finish the go live and I feel so psyched, like my energy level just go up. So yeah, so it's a good virtue, as if you're working in the online space, to create that spirit of celebrating small wins every day, and remind yourself, because it's so easy to forget, and just find something that can always be helping you to remember how to celebrate those small wins, depending on what you feel is somehow applicable to you as a person, because I know we are different. There are those people who love journaling. uh, like this year I implemented a thing about the jar, so sometimes I'm not able to do the writing thing, but at least I know I have that jar beside my bed, and even if I won't be able to write everything, at least I will write on a note, like just one thing. And for me, that is a win. Even if I didn't write maybe a list of 10 things, because there are days you don't have a list of 10, honestly speaking. So sometimes I'm like, I just write wherever I feel like my brain is not thinking about anything. There were just two, it's fine. Two are enough for that day. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to add something to what you say about, like, um, you're feeling down and then you have to do the live and then your energy goes up after that.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it because that's our next point here. Like, lean on your support system.
Oh
So I'm
yeah.
gonna add it
Oh,
there. Okay, so our next point is lean on your support system. So don't underestimate the power of community. So sharing your struggles and victories with others can provide fresh perspectives and encouragement. Um, and then I'll add that at the end. But yeah, so what I was going to add is that, well, I have a couple of several examples here. So yesterday, I had a live with my friend, and she was saying that she was feeling down, like you were saying, and but because I contacted her over, like, send information over the live, like, she said, oh no, I gotta show up, because we have the live. So because of that, like, she came back, and bounced back. But that's part of the accountability partner also, though, in
mhm.
a way, because you might feel down, but because you know that you have to show up because you have another person that is relying on you, then you show up. And then, um like you mentioned, after that, you change from being on that low mood into a more positive mood. So the same thing, happened to her, like, after, we talk a little bit at the end, and then she started to shift her mindset, and she told me, that. So that's what I wanted to share. But also, um another example of account of well, when it comes to me, like, again, that example of the YouTube, I was able to bounce back because of a member of the community. At the time when that happened to me, I shared with her, and then I was feeling really down, and then she was able to help me, to uh, change from that state that I was into, a resourceful state. So thanks to her, I was able to bounce back. So that's the power of, having a community that is there for you when you feel down. So yesterday, another example of that, yesterday I was helping someone setting up their YouTube ad, and she, like, for her, this is kind of hard because she's not really tech savvy, but she wanted to make sure, her ad was good. So she was very grateful, and at the same time, because she encountered, that it's been a struggle, because, like, she's not tech savvy, and it's hard for her to learn. So I was able to help her, and then her ad was approved. So that was a big small
I
win that we
win.
celebrated together. So she's running an ad now. So that's amazing. The be able to, to help each other, as a community, and help also emotionally too.
Mm-hmm. I've kind of touched on that already. So, I'm thinking, like how we have a very supportive community, and it's the community is there, but you as a business owner, is up to you to make connections, and there are so many platforms that we have in our community where we can just connect with people, and I know sometimes at the first time, depending on how you're starting the business. So sometimes when you're starting, there's quite a lot of things to do, but what I've learned is that even as you're working in the online space, you need to have an open mind to connect with other business partners who are doing what you're doing, so that you can be there for each other. I don't remember the name of that quote that says, like, walk alone, and, like, I don't remember it, but it's like, if you walk alone and your focus,
You're muted.
Yeah, I think your computer switch
My computer is
yourself.
muting
Yeah,
itself.
just playing games with you.
It's playing games with me because I haven't done anything. Oh my! I think the mouse is pointing on it, so I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So we have an amazing community for aspiring entrepreneurs. That just know that you're not going to walk alone in this journey.
Mhm.
There's someone who is going to work with you, but at the same time, you also need to have an open mindset to connect with other business partners in the community, because there's a way you can decide, oh, I just want to connect with people that I know, but you also need to be open and connect with other people and also be supportive. We support each other actually, yeah. Doing go lives, instead of just doing my go live alone, you see my face every day we collaborate, like just the way you're seeing us here, that's the way of showing how authenticity we are. Yeah.
Yeah, I think our community is very powerful because it gives you connections, it gives you friendships, and it gives you the mentoring a lot. You find people in the community that will mentor you and will help you, along the way. And that's something very powerful to me because when I first started the business, I was feeling lonely and I was feeling uncertain about the decision that I had made, to join the business. But for a while, I had a accountability partner with me, and we were always doing everything together. But then, life happens, and so we were not together anymore. And at that point, I felt like, okay, now what are you gonna do? But I'm a big believer, and I think that this is the place, and this is what I always pray for, because after we were not together anymore, other people showed up for me, and other people came into my life from the community, and we have made very good relationships, and we're more than that. We're not more than friends, we're like family. And so I think that it's very good when you have that kind of support in this business, when you have that kind of relationships with people that honestly I never imagined that I could have. But God is always there, and He put them in my life, and now we're very supportive. And I have learned that we all have something to bring to the table. We don't have to be always the ones needing the support, needing the mentoring, but we can also offer that to other people in the community as well, to help them along the way, and be there for them, and be grateful for the people that we have, and grateful for everything that's happening in our lives. you know Grateful doesn't mean that everything is going to be perfect and that you're going to be in this magical role where nothing was wrong. It just means that you acknowledge what you have, whether it's a little or a lot, and that you really trust in God that he's going to give you the resilience, and he's going to give you an open mind to keep learning and to keep going in this business. And so I'm very happy about making the choice to join this business and to be here, because with that I have really, like, my life has changed in so many ways because of that. Before, I was in this hectic routine, the word again is stress, because of everything that was happening. And I felt like I had no control over my life because it kept repeating and doing the same thing over and over, and I had no time for my children. But I already said this in some other life that we had. We always think that somebody's going to bring us the solution, that somebody's going to, hit the wand and then everything is going to change. But it doesn't work like that. The reality is we have to be the ones to make that decision, to make that change, and to take that step, because otherwise everything is going to keep going the same. And yes, I have a long way to go, to meet the goals and to really achieve the things that I have planned for me. But I know I'm in the right path. I know I'm doing the things I need to do to get there. So, yeah, life is, you know, beauty itself. But we always complain about the negative part of life, but we're not doing anything to change that negativity in our life. So we really need to take action, and we need to be open-minded about the decisions that we're making.
Yes. One thing that I want to add to it, I think it was Melissa who touched that. Um, we mentioned this on another live, is a lot of time, sometimes we like to be on our little bubble, and we don't want to go outside of our little bubble. But when you're doing your online business, you have to go outside of your little bubble. You have to get out of that comfort zone, because that's the only way that you're going to be able to connect. Because if you're trying to do everything by yourself without being able to have to get help from someone else, or to be able to ask help, um, you are gonna have struggles, and then because you're on your own, you don't have that support to help you to bounce back from where you are. But if you reach out to the community, and you start joining groups, meeting other members of our community, you start creating that network that is going to be able to help you and support. And you're going to realize that, like, by that the way that you were doing before, it wasn't taking you anywhere. But now that you have reached out and getting that help that is available to you, you are able to move forward and towards your goal. And these are some of the things that, some of our members of our community that have reached their biggest milestone, they have shared. Because some of them, they were like that, they were in the little bubble, and once they went out of the little bubble, that's when they started to, let's say, like, flourish, like a flower. Because they were able to get help from others when they needed, and get that support, that instead of just relying on themselves. So that's just an advice to you, and in this could apply to anything in life, really. It doesn't have to be only on the business. Okay, so just to conclude this point, so setbacks are a natural part of any journey. So the important thing is to keep moving forward. Okay, so setbacks. Okay, so that's what we just say. Okay, so question for you. So what's the challenge, or any one of you want to read it? The question to the
Sure. What's the challenge you faced recently, and how did you overcome it? Let's share ideas and inspire one another in the comments. Let us know what you have done to overcome your challenges and learn from each other, because we're here to inspire, but we're also here to learn from you. So let us know.
Yes. Okay, so, and the next one, Melissa.
Okay, so something for you to remember, and even us, that every obstacle is an opportunity in disguise. It's not about avoiding challenges, because challenges will always be there. It's about how we face them and how we grow from them. So, facing a challenge and having some moment to reflect and see what you can learn from that challenge so that you can improve yourself.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so we want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live today. For those watching the replay, also thank you. And to our followers, we want to say thank you also, for engaging with our content, for believing in us, and for being part of our journey. So we hope that this topic today has help you and give you some insight, about our journey. And also, this applies to anything really in life. So it's not only about online business. So it gives you that insight and is of value to you, the topic that we just talked. So if you want to learn, how you can start your online business, you can register in any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation to watch the webinar. And we're going to be here to, if you take that leap of faith, we're going to be here to guiding you on your journey. So you're going to get that support as a mentor. So just register and put your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation. So when you register, you're going to receive an email, and that email will have the link to the webinar. So what are you going to be seeing in the webinar? You're going to be seeing, how our online business plan works. And also you get to see hear testimonials from members of our community. In this case, will be the panelists that we're going to be showcasing in a few minutes. In addition to that, you also get a link for to watch the replay, just in case you cannot make it to the live webinar, and for another link to register for our live webinars, because our live webinars happens every Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 p.m. PST, 6 p.m. MST, and 8 p.m. EST. So when you click that link, it will take you to a page that will have two buttons, one for Tuesdays and one for Thursdays. So you can either register for one or for both. And then in addition to that, you also will get an invitation to our private Facebook group, where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. But if you want to catch the replay from last Thursdays before our live webinar tomorrow, here are the hosts and panelists from that day.
Okay, so for last week webinar, these are the panelists and the host that we had. So all you need to do is to register, put your name and your email address, and then you'll be able to see the replay. So for our host, we had Rags and Chicago, by profession, chef and therapist host, Anusha, an ex-accountant, Sushma, professional realtor, and Karma, a realtor.
Okay, we also had Pinky. She's a registered nurse. Catherine is a liturgy director. Maria, a retired nurse, and Shital, an educator. So just remember that we have live webinars every Tuesday and Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific time and 8 p.m. Eastern time. If you don't have time to watch during those times, you can always register to receive the replay to watch it at your own time.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Isabel. And yes, our replays has subtitles in any languages, and our live webinar has now subtitles in 5 languages. So that's Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. Okay, so you already know, what you have to do. Just register in any of the websites that appear on the screen with your name and email address, and we'll send you that invitation. So if you guys are not following us on our Facebook business page, you can follow us on the top here. And so you get to know us a little bit more, who we are, and also what type of content we post, and more information about the business. We also want to say thank you to Dastan Michael and Sekov CDB for watching us today and for your emojis. So just to going back to this, so we want to thank you all for joining us today on the Global Digital Success Talk. So we hope you're leaving this session with practical strategies and a renewed sense of confidence to tackle any challenge that comes your way. So remember, every obstacle is an opportunity in disguise. It's not about avoiding challenges. It's about how we face them and grow from them. So who wants to read the next Monday's topic?
Sure, I can do it. So next Monday, we're going to be talking about creating engaging content that converts. So, as we do social media marketing, we're always working on converting and creating content that is appealing and informational for you guys to to know more about this business.
Yeah, that's right. So we're gonna be talking about that next week. So so until then, I want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Monday and week ahead. For some part of the world, it's already Tuesday. So happy and blessed Tuesday for you that are already on Tuesday, and happy and blessed week ahead. So until then, keep showing up, keep learning, and keep growing. So see you next week until the next episode of the Digital Success
Talks.
Talks.
So,
Bye,
See you
everyone.
guys.
Thank you for
Thank you. Have a
watching.
wonderful